Hamilton Mayor Fred Eisenberger joins us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend.
Yes, yes. You've made someone in the Premier's office not very happy with the city's stance, deciding to go directly to the federal government for daycare help. I want to read, for viewers who might not know about this, want to read off a tweet sent late Friday from the head of media relations to Premier Doug Ford. Federal government shortchanging Ontario, but in Mayor Fred Eisenberger's mind, it's better to put pressure on the province to sign a bad deal rather than join the province in fighting for a fair deal for Ontario parents. Why are you stepping over the province to go directly to the federal government for this?
Well, I think from my perspective, Annette, the whole purpose is to encourage the provincial government to sign a deal. Obviously, we anticipate and expect them to sign a fair deal, an equitable deal for the province of Ontario. But the reality is that subsidized daycare is a critical issue for Hamilton residents as well as residents right across the province. And so their opportunity to work with our federal government to ensure that we get a proper, well-funded, well-thought-out child daycare proposal, I think is critical. I think it's a bit of a reach to expect that we're going to be able to work directly with the federal government. That would certainly cause a constitutional crisis. But the reality is, the message is, province, do what 9 other provinces have done so far, and let's get an arrangement done. But I would never encourage the province to sign a bad deal. I would encourage them to sign a good deal, and certainly the negotiations are ongoing, and I anticipate that they'll in due time come with a viable, sustainable child care plan for the province of Ontario.
And Hamilton certainly isn't the only municipality that's saying, hey, we want a deal, because this involves the $10 a day daycare that the federal government wants to partner with provinces on, and as you mentioned, has partnered with 9 other provinces.
Yeah, and so look, I mean, if the province of Alberta, which is largely conservative as well, can make this arrangement in a fair and equitable way for all of its citizens in the province of Alberta, then surely we can do that for the province of Ontario. But I would never advocate for the province and the Premier and others to sign a bad deal. We want to make sure it's a good deal. But at the same time, we want a deal, and we want to ensure that we are able to participate in what I think is a very, very important program for our children, and for women and supporters of their children that also want to get back to work. It's good for our economy. It's good for children in terms of getting a good early start. And it brings affordability into the child care space that currently costs families tens of thousands of dollars to be able to participate in. So having the federal government step up and say they're prepared to subsidize that, I think, is a positive step. And I hope, like 9 other provinces, that the province of Ontario will do everything it can to make sure the province participates.
With the vote to keep Hamilton's urban boundary where it is now late last week, is this done now? Are we finished going ahead, or any other thing that could happen?
Well, this is done for now. Council has decided. We've made the final decision right after our vote, actually, so it's cemented for the city of Hamilton. But there are appeals, and there's potential that the province may step in, as they previously indicated by letter, that they thought it was irresponsible for the city to head in this direction. I personally think it's about sustainability. It's about climate change. It's about ensuring that we contain our costs to the best degree possible. Urban sprawl is not a recipe for good, fiscal responsibly, climate change oriented communities. So I think we're heading in the right direction, but this is not a decision that is going to be cemented forever and always. You adjust as you go. And so in future years, hopefully we will get to collect the data to see what the impacts have been, what is happening with the housing supply, what is happening with accommodating the tens of thousands of people that are expected to arrive here in our city, to the tune of about 100,000 more over the next 30 years. And so all of those folks need to be accommodated, and we'll have to make sure that that accommodation is happening in an equitable and fair and affordable way. And if that isn't the case, then certainly in future years we can adjust. But for now, the decision is to stay sustainable, to look at all of that growth happening in the existing urban boundary. So it's not a no growth option. It's a growth in the existing boundary, and hold off on expanding even more into the future until such time as we've realized the potential of the LRT, realized the potential of all of the infill spaces that are still very much part of our inner city throughout the entire community, whether it's in Waterdown, Stony Creek, Ancaster, or Old City of Hamilton. Once we've realized all of those opportunities, we can have a look at how we need to manage that growth into the future.
Okay, our time boundary has run out. Mayor Fred Eisenberger, thank you for joining us. Have a great week.
You too. Thank you.